Hello everybody, welcome back. I think you're getting the gist of what we're doing right now. Same thing as before. So let's keep going. I'm gonna open up Unity. Okay. So if I remember correctly, where we left off was we got movement down, and we have basic projectiles that can hit. I don't do anything. Let's start that now. Okay, so I guess we needed an enemy's script to handle when they get hit. So, do enemy. Okay, so we're gonna need two enemy scripts. One is to make him attack when he's spawned, which I think we're just gonna make him randomly fly around the map with a choice of a few different algorithms. And yeah. Yeah. I think that's what's gonna happen. We might make another bullet too, so that his bullets will go through him. That sounds good. Just random bullets, just so he can't kill his allies if we give him allies later on. But yeah. So we'll call this enemy. Enemy HP. Okay, here's our HP. And it's gonna be on collision. What's that? I don't know why that always happens. I don't even know what this is. That's the project did. Okay, so let me think now. I need when. Well, first we need an HP. So variable HP. No, not that. HP. Float. And convert whatever. And so it's function on collision. Enter. And this takes in the collision parameter, so obj and collider. Okay, so we want to see what object is hitting us. So if the object, we can do a few things. What I think I'm going to do out of convenience is, remember our laser prefab? We're gonna give it a tag, and we're gonna call this tag will be player bullet. Not player bullet. And we're also gonna have enemy bullets. And yeah, let's work with this. And then label this a player bullet. So if the object, what is going on? Ugh. So annoying. Script. Let's go back here. Alright, so we want to check the game object.tag So if its tag is equal to player bullet, I wonder if there's a way to ignore the, because I'm thinking about this in my head right now, and one thing that could go wrong. Oh, here, start music. Because that would solve the problem of having multiple units on the screen if you could just ignore collisions. This is excessively loud. Using actually, I already know how to do it. So if it's a player bullet, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do I'm not gonna do it like this. Actually, I lied. What this is gonna check for is gonna see if it's an enemy that's hitting us. So if it's an enemy, all we want to do is we want to do physics dot ignore collision between this dot collider and the object dot collider. And actually, we could just leave it at object. We don't need a reference collider. That's technically optimized right there, and we don't need this either. This looks so much nicer though. Ugh. Okay, so that'll make it so it can float through. And what we're going to do is we need to make a function to get damage, so we'll call that apply damage. And it's going to take a parameter called damage, and it'll be a float, and all we have to do is just do HP minus equals damage, and we'll make an if statement. If HP is less than or equal to 0, destroy this. This, and make sure we destroy the whole game object, not just the script. You might be wondering, why did you give it HP? You say like 10. Well, if you want to make a boss, just plop this script on, and he'll be able to move through other objects. And this will just handle all of his HP. So that's why this is like this. Okay, I'm gonna make this also where the where its movement is controlled. So let's think about this. What kind of movement do we want? So one type of movement is just strafing left to right, which can get boring. Oh, one more. Well, I lied. For... I am silly. I said collision. I don't know why I used that. I want to go back to tags and with prefabs. And we actually don't need enemy bullet. We can live without it and just shorten the index. That's proper practice. Okay, so motions. Alright, before we do a motion, we are going to make it so it could shoot something. And it's going to be called function shoot bullet. Or we'll call it attack actually. Just keep it simple. Attack. And so whenever this unit wants to attack, we're just going to call this function and it's going to attack. So we could just encapsulate and simplify down what we need. And so this is an instantiation, so we're making an item. Variable bullet, and it's going to be a game object, and we need to, oh my gosh, I can't spell, instantiate. I spelled it right. Okay, so we're going to instantiate bullet. Oh, I can't name it. Name it clone. You can name it bullet with lowercase and it would work, but that would get also confusing, so I don't want to do that. And give it transform, give it this position and rotation. Okay. And now what we want to do is we want to do clone dot get component, and we want to find, oh, we don't have to do this. And we want to set its tag equal to enemy. And now I'm gonna also, just as a double check right here, stick this line in, and the reason for this is, I don't know, you might get a wonky error where it will collide for the first frame before it detects the collision, because it's like inside the object and you created it on top. So that'll just solve that. And I know it has a rigid body, and we want to change that velocity. Oh, this is a good like way of adding difficulty to your game. Make the bullets go a little faster. Um, it's going to equal. Okay, so now if you want to ever use this like attack, so he produces a bullet and fires it at someone, all what your object needs to do is summon that. Seems simple enough. Okay, we need to get movement patterns down. Alright, so you can't just have straight line motion left to right. That'd get boring after a while. So, actually, well, let's start with that though. But what we will do is do movement type. And movement type will be a integer. And by default, let's set it at 0. And on the start function, we're going to randomize that in between, we'll say, 3 different types of motion. I think that's reasonable. And we'll make it equal random dot range. And we'll say from 0 to 2. Because that's 0, 1, and 2. Alright, so now update. Update is where all the movement's going to be going on. Okay, so I'm gonna remove that greater than sign, just so if movement type equals 0, 1, 2, or 3 for the different types. But for testing purposes, I'm gonna put that in there now. If it's movement type 1, let's just shift back left and right from the x-axis. Okay, we need a bounds in this world. So like, we could set this bounds from the inspector. So we could sort of set it from the inspector, but this range right here is a total distance of this point and this point. And how would you find out which points those are? I can tell you in a minute. It's from 0, 0. Oh, actually, is this a distance forward or? Okay, from 0, you have 8 to your left and 8 to your right. So that's a bounds of 16. So that's within the z of 16. So that means that we're going to make bounds on this. Bounds zoom in. Bound zoom in. Bound zoom in is going to be -8. And make sure you declare the type on that. bounds z max will be float equals 8, not 98. Okay. So the first thing is, oh, we also need a y bounds too. Okay, so based on this, actually, we could like suicide them, just like at the player, just move them. That could be like one of the motions. There, they go forward. I like that idea. Oh, this is gonna be a really unforgiving game. I don't know what that is. I'm already liking it. Okay, so we're not going to add a Z bounds because we're going to allow them to suicide at the player. But we will say this, that if their Z is lower than the player's, so that number right there, or if it's greater than 8, we're going to just destroy the object. Because then it's passed by. I can't have objects coming from behind. That's unfair. Alright, so if transform dot position is equal to, or dot z is greater than or equal to 8, let's just destroy it. Destroy this dot game object instantaneous. Let me give it a second delay. Don't overstress the system. After this, now we gotta make it move eventually. So let's just make it rotate back and forth at first. If you know the function sine goes from 1 to 0, or -1 to 1. That's like the maximum it can have. So I'm gonna actually base it off that. So what we'll do is, I'm thinking, math f dot pi should be a value. Not positively infinite. Oh no, we gotta start the angle out at 0, my bad. Hard code that. And I think say it goes back and forth at some rate. We'll say is 2 pi over 2 pi per second revolution. Okay, we're going to call rate, and that is going to equal 2 times mathf dot pi, which isn't showing up. Okay, so the function sine completes a full cycle from 0 to 0 in 2 pi, which is why I'm using it. This is math, I'm sorry. There's some math to programming. But, yeah. So we'll say... And now they show up, it's weird. Sine of angle. And, okay, so this is gonna do math on the function. We're also gonna make it update angle. Angle plus is going to be plus equal to rate times time dot delta. And this is actually going to be really fast. So I'm going to do this sum. And we're going to divide it by, because if it gets smaller, that means it's going slower. Divide it by 5. And this is going to edit the z. I'll need an origin. And I don't want to edit z, it's going to edit x. Well, now, let's say that the origin is going to be the middle every time, which would be zero. So I can do math that, and then we need to times that by a radius, because that's how it works. Oh god. You see, I said z here. This needed to be x. Bounds max. Or bounds x max. Okay, this is already unfair to my, this speed needs to be a lot faster on this gun. Because that'd be so hard to, like, oh god, the timing. Boom. Oh my god, I can't even hit. Oh dude, this timing is actually really hard. That's not gonna make it. I need to shoot it now. You'd have to, like, aim at these edges. Ooh, this is a problem. Okay. Is it? I think it is. We have to increase this to 8. We'll increase these to 9. So, your enemy always needs to be able to not outmaneuver, but have the same range of motion. This is weird. That's why, I'm just raising this right now to try and compensate. I think that's... Okay, so this is like an isometric game. So, even though I technically can hit him from here, he has to go a little bit beyond. Okay, but I like this because this gives you a benefit to moving closer. Because it is much easier to hit when you're closer up. He sort of just ran into that one. See, I'm just playing this game. I'm actually... it's slightly engaging now. Alright, so... let's make it have an attack value. Let's put a timer on it. Okay, keeps remembering to set these. There's such thing as implicit types, where you just have to write variable, and I could probably use that, but then it doesn't become as clear, and everything just gets a little convoluted. And this is also another way of increasing difficulty with this cooldown. If you were to decrease the cooldown, he fires a lot more. Okay, I have a problem with just doing it like this, though. See, with the player, you need to be able to predict what your ship can handle. But... we don't want that. Sounds silly. Why does it sound silly? It's more enjoyable to have an unpredictable element to your enemy, so you don't know, okay, every 5 seconds he's gonna hit me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do timer plus equals time dot delta time, and if timer is greater than or equal to cooldown, we're going to attack, which is a function we just made, but we're also going to set timer equal to 0 plus random dot from 0 to 0f. Oh, okay, 0f. If I haven't mentioned this, that's another way of writing a float without a decimal in it. To 4.5, so they're not on top of each other. And if we run this now, it's starting to go interesting. Oh shit, we need to give this a bullet. So, okay, we can give it laser because we set its tag manually. And now look at that. This is my favorite part of programming. I realize now that I didn't actually reset the cooldown, and you have to do that. We did though. Oh, we can't do that. Oh, do we not have an enemy tag? Oh, let's add that. Okay, so we have to actually make a new. Gotta make a new bullet. Oh man, that stinks. Because okay, so based on how our script for the I didn't make the script as dynamic as I really should have. So that means I have to make another one. Oh, and I'm also going to increase bullet speed to like 50. Okay, let's drag this in. And this needs to be an enemy bullet. Oh, that's different. You just have to use random dot range now. That's an update in Unity. Let's open up that script. And since it's basically going to be the same as the bullet handle script, I handled this. Oh, actually, none of this is actually applies. Oh, wow. Alright, so I can take one line now. I can take this line, and I think I will. Speed. Oh, I like this song. And all what we need to do is when it's made. But instead of that, we're going to add it. And it'll travel in our direction. Oh, and what I will do to both these scripts, though, is I'm going to make a expo time. I need to make them die after they get out of view, which it's going to be about 10 seconds. We'll do 12. You can edit this number as you go to optimize. You can make it off a distance too if you don't. 12 is too much. I need to make it like 8. And so expo time minus equals time dot delta time. If gotta watch how much time I'm using here, literally. And then if expo timer is less than or equal to 0, destroy. Use this function a lot. Game object and do it instantly. And this is something that will remain true in both. And also, realistically, I should be able to use this script twice if I used good programming practices. However, you know, like programming smart, expecting semicolon. Oh, I'm silly. Plus equals, not equals plus. Okay, well, and also gotta make this into a new prefab. Laser bad. And then make it so our cube, our enemy, can take laser bad. Okay, I don't like our, and you see now I can try and catch one of these bullets. Okay, see, they can hit me. They don't do anything when they hit me. Look at that magic. You play like Pong. Do a restore velocity. This is already fun. Like able to catch the bullets. So we need a collision detection function on collision. Enter. Let's make these bullets dangerous, boys. Okay, you have to take an input in. So, obj dot collision. So if the object game object dot tag equals player, then we're going to destroy the player, because in Space Invaders you only have one life. Game object instantaneously, and we might add like an explosion type thing, maybe, probably not. That entails me doing graphics. I'm not into that. Okay. It's because my current player doesn't have the player tag. And game over. So that's basic Space Invaders so far. Let's make it a little more interesting. Let's make it so you can kill the cube. Okay, so we need to do one on the player, on the player's bullet now. So now function dot on collision, enter, taking the obj collision parameter. Okay, so if the object that we collided to has the this could be really cool. Has the tag. You could like shoot the enemy's bullets out in midair, which is kind of epic right now if you're going to like Star Command. You do like what was that one Atari game I used to play? It was like you shoot missile control. You shoot the missiles and they take out the enemy objects. Make a game like that, like this. Then we could do like we could send a object dot send dot game object dot send message, and the message is going to be called apply damage, and we'll send it a value of 10. I don't know. I'll send it a value of 1. Okay, it's looking good. Enemy script. Do we have a function that applies damage? Yes, we do. Apply damage. Takes some damage, which is a float. So I just might need to do 1F there. And if we load, our cube is going to be a lot stronger than us, actually. What is our cube? Oh, I thought I already lost the game. Our cube has 5 HP points. Pew! I missed. Pew! Oh my god, this is too fast to predict. Can't tell if it's hitting. Looks like it. That one hit and didn't do anything. It's because our cube is not an enemy. Do this now. Missing again. I think I missed him there. I hit him that time. Oh my god, this is the hardest thing I think I've ever done. Hit it. No, missed him again. I thought I almost just died, actually. It's like, oh, it's so close. Oh gosh, watch out for the bullets. Oh, there we go. Okay, we won. Oh, I almost lost. That'd be bad. Just because you can make a game does not mean you'll be good at such game. I almost just lost like 5 times. Alright, so we have an enemy now. He only moves in one direction. Whatever. If you want to add more directions, you could do that. But I'm gonna leave it down simplified as one direction, not the band. But yes, we're gonna leave that at that. And because you could do so much. You can make it zigzag. You can make it suicide at the player, and it could hit the player and kill the player. Oh my god, there are so many things. I'm not trying to over polish this game though. I'll leave polishing to you. But there's one more thing that we need. So what do you even say? I'm gonna edit my script one more time though for the enemy motion, just so he starts in the center. Where is the sign function that I used? Add plus transform dot transform. Oh my god, I keep doing it. Transform dot position dot x, not x. Oh, actually, by default that's 0, so you won't have a problem with that. Okay, we're looking good so far. Here, okay. Out of the goodness of my heart, I will do a Z. A Z motion, so it's not the same thing every time. Dot Z is equal to, we're going to do the same function. And then we're just going to multiply it by a smaller radius. We'll say the radius is 1. Make the radius 2, so there's a point in multiplying instead of just multiplying by 1. It's natural to sort of move back and forth. Whoa, it's everywhere now. Okay, I don't like that though. See, this is why I didn't really want it. I just lost the game though. It's a pro. So like, by doing this, it makes it do cosine. Okay, you're probably wondering, well, what's cosine gonna do? It might make it go in a circle. Might not though. Does, but its Z is still very, very close, and it's like right on top of me, and I don't like that. Oh, this one though, we moved this object back? Question mark? So this one you have to add the radius of negative, or the origin of negative 10. So we're just minus 10. Keep it simple. So now it'll sort of move in that little, you can die like that. Okay, so there we go. We can move in a circle now. You could just add. Actually, we could do that. I'll add more types. If move type is equal to 1, okay, we'll give it 2 types of motion. One will just be that horizontal type motion, which I actually like that more. And then the other will be that circular motion. And you could add to the range to get different, and add more types. And these are equals equals. Do not forget the equals equals. It'd be a bad day. god, that is... Just losing health, right? So right now, I just thought my bullets are kind of just bouncing off there. They are bouncing off. Trying to hit this bastard's tricky. Gosh, I never thought I'd struggle so much in life with Space Invaders. Okay, I definitely hit it that time. I feel like I'm supposed to be hitting it right now. And because it's moving the way it is, my bullets are actually going through it. I can't even tell if I'm hitting this. Gosh, this circly man is killing me here. Oh, that one definitely hit. That had to hit. Did it? It might not have, though. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to restart it, and hopefully I'll get a different motion type. No one horizontal. None of them have horizontal. What is going on? Did I save this script? Let me... Okay, if move type equals that, do that. If move type equals that, do that. Wait, oh, it killed me? Oh my god, it got me. What is going on? Move type never gets to be 1. I swear I'm hitting it. I can't tell. This bullet's moving too fast. Okay. Did it not do any damage? I'm very confused. Enemy one kills you. But for some reason, you could just kill the kid. I don't know what just happened. This is odd-ish. Ooh, okay, so applied damage didn't have a receiver. Why is that? Is that because I might have hit a laser that time? I'm trying to... So this is weird. You're watching me play Space Invaders. Maybe my bullet is moving way too fast. Let's move it at... Let's move back to 15. I'm gonna change my cube movement type to type 3 or type 2. Where it is, he'll stand still. No, I can't hit him there. Oh, okay. That is... 1 minute. The bolt handle script on collision. It's definitely hitting. What object is it hitting? It has to hit the enemy. Ah, okay. I changed the tag name. Rechange that back. And we're going to increase my bullet speed again because I can't hit anything at this slow speed. It's too hard. Oh, I completely forgot. I got to make a spawner for these guys. Boom. Did we do damage this time? Or we just, that's rather... Okay, we're doing damage now. So that means that it works. Okay, so we have an enemy. But we only have one, which isn't cool. Let's make some more. Okay. Put you at 0, 0, 10, -10. Yeah, okay. So, the only thing this script is going to do, it's going to spawn these little cube guys. Spawn. And we could just call it spawn. Okay, in enemy health, we're going to set a reference to variable the creator. And it'll be game object. And the only thing that this will do is that when applied damage runs, before we destroy it, we want to send to the creator dot send message 1 down. And I'm starting to go a little on the long side of this video. Function 1 down. And all that 1 down is going to do, it's going to change numbers, or it'll change units, and then it's just going to subtract 1 from units. And I got to define units. Units, or variable units, is going to start out at equals 0, and we're going to put a spawn timer. Variable timer, and that's going to be a float, and we're automatically just going to set that to 5, and we're going to make a double if statement. If timer is less than or equal to 0, and end units is less than or equal to 5, we want to do something. What do we want to do? We want to make a unit. So we need to instantiate an enemy. So we have to have the enemy saved as a variable now. And the thing we do is just do variable clone. It's going to be game object, and we're just going to do instantiate enemy at that target location. And we also need to do clone dot get component, and that component is enemy HP from what I recall. And we need to change the creator equal to this dot game object. And now we can enemy, we could add a icon to your enemy now if you want to. And then we'll make this into a prefab, and we can delete that enemy. And this spawner object, throw him enemy, and he should not work because I never switched update function to subtract from timer. So timer is minus equal to time dot delta time, and when we make a clone we gotta set timer back equal to 5. Okay, I'm guessing pause this for now. It's getting a little wild. Player, no. We want to first check out our game object. Okay, oh, okay. See, that's a problem. Let's change timer to 3 instead. Oh, here. Let me change it to a different time than the original time. Because I think what's happening is that they're spawning on top of each other because my rotation value is similar. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Okay, yeah. My rotation time was is 5. Oh, spawned another one. And it killed me. And it's still spawning them. Pause this for a second. It's not listening to units. Go back to spawner for a second. I'm gonna name this also spawner. Spawner. So if units is less than 5,